Rising loves, this is the altar spread for the collective today. So, the sacred geometry that showed up today is Echoes of One. This is not the joining of two people like this card is showing. It's actually becoming the wholeness of the masculine and feminine energy within yourself. So you see the joining of the two triangles becoming that diamond. I really feel like I should probably record that meditation. There's a meditation that I do that I call actually the diamond meditation, harnessing the power of the diamond. So the upward pointing triangle is the male energy, the directive energy. That's the sword, right? That's the fire and air and directive energy, the action. Whereas the downward pointing triangle represents earth and water, the receptacle, receiving energy of feminine, the chalice. And so the joining of those two becomes the diamond. And if you think about the symbolism of a diamond, it is the hardest element that exists, right? The diamond is basically indestructible. The only thing strong enough to cut a diamond is a diamond. And they use diamond blades to cut diamonds, to facet diamonds. But there's also like the Vajra in ancient times was a weapon that they always thought. But the symbolism of the Vajra is that it is indestructible like the diamond, but harnesses the power of lightning. And so you see the lightning bolts. So I love how that symbolism is in this card too. So if you want to look that up, the Vajra. I used to have a quartz Vajra, but it broke, so it's kind of a bummer. But that it looks almost like a child's rattle, but it's actually a weapon. And so when you think about that symbolism, the joining of the masculine and feminine is when you become your most whole self, but also your most powerful self, that you wield the greatest potential as that whole embodiment, and that you are indestructible as that whole embodiment. And so when you become balanced and whole, you are untouchable, indestructible. And so that's what this card is calling you to do. And it showed in the upright. So it's saying you are working towards this wholeness of realizing that you actually have both feminine and masculine traits and becoming more balanced. Because the old paradigm was so overtly masculine, and it really suppressed the feminine, knowing one, that we are very worthy even in stillness, but the receiving is what puts you into that deep receptivity where your intuition becomes most keen. So of course the old paradigm wanted to take you out of that, wanted to take you out of your most intuitive self, because then you wouldn't be easily controlled and you would be out of balance. And when you are controllable and out of balance, then you are destructible. But becoming whole, you are indestructible and your most powerful self. So returning to that in this paradigm, because we have arrived. Remember, it's no longer the dialogue that we're moving into or we are becoming. No, we're here. You have arrived. And if you're really struggling, it's because you're not putting in the discipline for yourself. Because it's not discipline for anyone else. It's discipline for yourself. Echoes of one. Become a whole one. And 9 is the number of completion. I mean, once you become that whole self, you can move through the human experience with harmony and ease, so much ease. And so I love that the medicine wheel showed up. The medicine wheel, and I work with medicine wheel energy a lot. I have a medicine wheel in my backyard. I use it for sacred ceremony. And The directions are very powerful. Each harnesses their own energy and lessons. Elementals, the animals, the minerals, the races that walk this earth plane, all of it is one, right? So once you become whole yourself, you actually do see with clarity that everything is you. And we talked about this in yesterday's spread. So the medicine wheel is also that cohesiveness, that you are now taking your whole self, your balanced, indestructible, powerful whole self, and bringing it into a community, realizing that everything out there is you. And so if you enter a medicine wheel by the south, starting first with, okay, what are the events that have happened to me in my past that I need to reflect on, take lessons from, but let go, because I don't want to cling to the past. So that's what the south teaches us. The south is about our past, or even connection to ancestors, the messages, that ancient past stuff. So it's not a reality. You can't live in the past, but you can learn from the past. And so taking those lessons, but then also shedding those experiences that are expired, and really creating boundaries around those. So some bridges do need to be burned, and the south helps us understand that and shed what's no longer serving us. So moving then from the south into the west is about relationship, but also our healing energy. So this brings awareness to what is toxic or draining. So you have to be really honest with yourself. I am no longer going to accept or choose these experiences for myself because it is toxic. And when I leave this experience, I don't feel good. And so that's your biggest intuition. How do you feel? Right? Because our connection to the human experience is our body. Our body is that conduit from humanness to our spirit. Because as spirits, we don't feel. We're just pure vibrational love. That's why we choose the human experience, because we get all the feels. And so feel, how do I feel after I share space with this particular person or have this particular type of experience? And that's also how we heal and move forward, because then we create space for what's really meant for you when you shed what's no longer serving you. And then moving into the north is about strength and fortitude. So when you step into the north, you ask yourself, do I know what my passion is? What am I passionate about? It's time for me to step into my fortitude and strength and empower myself. And so what am I really passionate about? And do I show it? Do other people know that I'm so passionate about this? Like, can people hands down say, wow, that's her passion, because I can see it. She lights up. So are you embodying your passion? And then lastly, coming into the east is about transformation, new change. And so when you come into the east, you are really visualizing for yourself the future self. So you're ending with the manifestation, the bringing into matter those things that will come with the new rise, because the sun rises in the east. So this will be a new you. This is the transformation. That's what the east represents. And so that's the power of the medicine wheel. Can you do that for yourself and also release attachment to any of it? And so convergence, the chiastolite, and it's got another name, and I always tell myself I'm going to look it up, and I forgot again. It's andalochrysite or something like that. But anyway, cross stone is the easiest way to refer to this stone. I actually carry it daily too, but what's cool about this is it represents the medicine wheel. The 4 quadrants, the 4 directions, the 4 elements, all that is, the convergence. And so what chiastolite actually helps facilitate is you recognizing all your parts. So, not denying or rejecting any part of yourself so that you can become whole. So, really, this spread is about becoming whole. I love the cohesiveness of this spread. I just get so lit up when things are synchronistic like that. It makes me happy. So, the Ayana vision, the way of the divine feminine revealed. Now, as this revealed, we do have masculine, feminine energy within us. But Ayana vision, really, this is the way of this paradigm, is to be our most intuitive self. And so even for men to harness that part of themselves to be driven in the human experience, because when we are operating from our highest integrity, heart-centeredness, that is very feminine, and it doesn't emasculate a man to use that feminine energy for guidance. It actually empowers him. So this is not about becoming that soft spiritual male. It's about rising up and being your most masculine self, but honoring you. Honoring all your parts, the convergence, becoming whole. And I love that. So the divine feminine is telling you, use the intuition, soften, and be still. And in the stillness, the messages always come through clear. And if you speak your desires, like if you're feeling stuck, say it, request it. Say, I really would appreciate guidance. And I'm knowing that I deserve the guidance in this. And intuition, you will receive the synchronicity and the guidance that you need to move into your future. And so that's the spread. I love it. I am elated. Thank you. I love you. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me.